Hi, group number ones. Welcome to this week's reading. This week we are talking about the Emperor card. So, this is the Emperor that drew you guys in. There he is. This card is a very interesting Emperor card because it doesn't show the normal imagery you'd associate with the Emperor. It still has that this bird is the king of all it surveys and quite kind of energy, but this version of the Emperor talks a lot more about breaking tradition and breaking free and making your own path as opposed to following age old paths of the Emperor. So, it's a kind of cool card. So, we're going to put him back in the deck and we're going to shuffle them all up. And then we're going to get on with this reading. So, while I shuffle, I'm going to tell you about the reading spread that we're doing today. So, this spread has 6 questions to ask. Well, 6 things to talk about. And the first one is disorder. What is in disarray? What things are running out of control? What things need structure, order, and clarity? Number 2 is my domain. What do I have control over? Number 3 is outside of my domain. What is outside of my power? What should I ignore? Number 4 is to discard. What things do I need to say no to? Number 5 is to maintain. What things do I want to keep but need maintenance? Card 6 is about to protect. What things bring me delight, joy, and happiness? So we'll talk about each of those individually once we get to them in your reading, but just so you have an idea of what we will be discussing in this reading. So, guides of group number 1, please hook me up with the Emperor energy. Or the Emperor, would you please tell me? Answer these 6 questions or topics for me concerning group number 1. So there's card number 1. Any more poppers? No? Alright, we'll do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, there is your spread. We're going to flip them over as we go. So, let's go. Actually, I'm going to move all these cards over here. There we go. That's nice. Alright, so let's start with question number 1. This is disorder. What is in disarray? What is running out of control? What things need structure, order, and clarity? So, what is in disarray? And you guys have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords. Interesting. So, what is in disarray? Your mind. The Knight of Swords is the Knight of Air, and air is all about thoughts and ideas. So normally the Knight of Swords is the fastest knight. That is why he is associated with thought, because thought always happens before actions, blah, blah, blah. What is in disarray and keeps running out of control? What needs some order and clarity? Your mind. The Emperor is really talking about here, probably some, what I'm seeing as thorny habits, within your mind. Maybe it's, negative self-talk. Maybe it's, um, running scenarios in your mind, running fights or arguments with people in your head all the time, instead of actually directly talking to someone or directly confronting an issue with someone, instead of taking the initiative and actually speaking. We're keeping it all in our heads, which it never goes as good in your head as it does in real life. And we are our worst critics, so maybe it has something to do with that. I'm really seeing like this knight in particular is he's fighting amongst a bunch of insects and cactuses. So I'm really, in my mind, seeing this knight as your thoughts have become like a thicket or a thorny um, wall, keeping you away from everybody else. So there are a bunch of different therapy methods that help with this. Some of it is instating positive talk, confronting your thoughts when they are things that you don't believe, um, distinguishing between intrusive thought and real thought, writing everything down in journals so that you get it out of your head and you can let it go. Or meditation is a good one that I'm very bad at practicing. um, but it is a good one, I have heard. So, yes, our minds need some tidying up, some work. Uh, this is good to do with a therapist because the therapist has those capabilities to be able to help you organize. Uh, they have the tools to give to you to help you organize your thoughts. Like our minds are our minds. Like things are going to pop up all the time. Things aren't always going to be organized.
Sorry guys, I lost my microphone there for a minute. Okay, group number ones, we are back on track. So, I think I said everything I want to about this Knight of Swords being the thing that needs some control, the thing that is in disorder. So we're going to move on to card number 2, and that's this one. And this talks about my domain. What do I have control over? Where do I have power to enact change? So let's see what we have here. We have the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is actually about prosperity and abundance and kind of like making a home for yourself and enjoying it. So I think what I'm seeing here is that you might not have, like, your mind might be in disarray because of the space that you're in. Whether that's people you're hanging out with or the house that you live in or just like life in general. I know that we can't all make life easier for ourselves. Like that's just an unrealistic hope. But where you do have your domain, where you have some control is your own home. Whether it's a tiny ass apartment or just or a house or just a small room where you share your room with other roommates or whatever. Like your domain is your home, and you have control over it. Whether that means to change up your decoration or your sheets or do laundry, like little things can make your space feel so much more in control than what your brain is feeling like right now. The little things that take care of you, that take care of your space, will help you to better have a better outlook on your life in general. Like I always feel better when my house is clean. It is not right now, so my brain is a bit upset with this environment at the moment. I'm not saying that if you are time poor that like, god damn it, clean your own fucking house. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like any little thing you can do for yourself will help. you have control over how you treat yourself. And yeah, how you treat yourself. Because the Nine of Pentacles, she embodies lady of the house type energy. So lighting a candle so it smells nice, even if you don't have like the time to do a deep clean, like that kind of stuff. Just maintain, like taking out the garbage. That's it. Like, that's all you can manage to do today. That's awesome. Good for you. You're awesome. Like, you did it. Yeah, there are little things in your environment that you can control, that you can make your space feel better, that you can make yourself feel better. This is really self-care energy. What is your domain? Your domain is yourself and your space, and taking care of those two things. And it doesn't have to be big. It can be brushing your teeth today. That's still a step. That's still an accomplishment. That's still taking care of yourself. Okay? So, self-care. That is your domain right now. That is all you need to focus on. Like, go to work and shit. But, like, even going to work is a method of self-care, right? It helps you pay your bills so that you have somewhere to live. Like, going to work, even though if it sucks, like, it's maintaining your space. It's maintaining a place for you to live. It is self-care. Sometimes self-care doesn't look like bubble bath bombs and like lotions and shit. Sometimes it looks like, oh, I need to pay this bill or my heating's gonna get turned off. Right? So, yeah. Sometimes self-care is just the hard work that you put in every day to make sure that you're alive. Okay? So, that's your domain. This next card is, what is outside of my domain? What is outside of my power? What are the limits of my power, and what should I ignore? So, what is outside of your domain? And the card we have is the King of Cups. Interesting. King of Cups. So, this could be a person. If it is a person, it's somebody who holds your heart in their hands. Like, they're probably a romantic partner, and if not a romantic partner, they are somebody very, very dear to you. You do not have control over this person. We don't have control over anybody, or we shouldn't try to. This is, like, sometimes we wish we really did, because it would make life easier, right? If you could control somebody and just, like, be like, okay, just do it this way, and then I don't have to yell at you, or whatever. But, like, we can't control the actions of others. We can only control what we do for ourselves and put up boundaries for ourselves. Like, we cannot control what somebody else does. So if this is a person that you're romantically involved with, you cannot control this person. You can love and respect this person. You can express your emotions. You can express what you need, but you cannot control what they do with that information. So, I'm not saying this to be like, don't trust anybody because you can't control them. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, like, you should not be as concerned with what this person is doing as you should be concerned with what you're doing. Like, like their spiritual journey, their journey in therapy or whatever journey they're on, that's their journey. You are in a relationship with them, so you are a part of that journey, but it is not yours to take. So you cannot push them towards something they are not ready for. I hope that makes sense. If this is not a person, if you are single as a jaybird and you cannot think of who the fuck this would be, I'm seeing that what you cannot control is who you love. Like our hearts are drawn to certain people, and it's not right for us to hate ourselves for loving certain people, even if they've hurt us in the past. Like, I'm not saying go back to them or validate the behavior in any way. What I'm saying is that you should not hate on yourself for loving other people, even if they hurt you. Like, you're not stupid. You're a loving, amazing person, and it's not stupid for you to continue to try to love people. Like, maybe you need to love people from afar to protect yourself, but it's not wrong for you to love people. You can't really control that. So yeah, don't worry about it. It's one of those things on your plate that you don't need to worry about. Just let love grow where it is, and if it's a dangerous situation for you to be in, don't be harsh on yourself for loving. Just keep yourself safe. That's all you can do, right? So I think that's all I want to say about that. That was still kind of about relationships, but like, it could be a parent, you know, a parent that isn't like always there for you, or something like that, or a friend or whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, and whatever you feel resonates with your situation, take that and leave everything else. Okay, so the next thing is, this is our fourth card. This is to discard. What things do I need to say no to? What things should I no longer accept in my life? So the card that you guys have is, whoa, the Sun. Interesting. Okay. So the Sun is a really positive card, but it's here in the to discard section. So what I'm really seeing here is that there is some toxic positivity going on somewhere in your life. Whether it's like watching Instagram too much, so you're comparing yourself and being like, oh, that is like me, gonna be to me tomorrow, or like toxic goal setting for yourself that's just not ever going to happen. Like the classic New Year's Eve resolution of, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds like by the end of January. Like, no, you're not, unless you like really change up your life, and that is not a thing that we normally do. So being kind with yourself and like understanding that like things don't change right away and it's a whole process, and like if that's your goal, doing it a little step at a time, like, and understanding that sometimes to go forward we have to go backwards. That is going to get you a lot farther than just being like, no, I can do it, and I can do it really fast and it's going to be done. That's not normally how things work. Every now and then things like line up really nice and it just works out, but like, that's not how life works in generally. Normally everything goes wrong. Like schedules, like microphones that lose battery in the middle of talking, like all kinds of stuff can just go wrong at the drop of a hat. So there's some toxic positivity that we need to examine and kind of think about. Like, here's the thing that I've been trying to do recently. So like there's two extremes here. One is like catastrophizing and saying everything's gonna go terrible. That's not the one I'm telling you to do. That's not the direction I'm telling you to go. And the other direction is fantasy, where you're like, this crazy thing is going to happen out of nowhere and save me from this bottomless pit that I'm in, and I'm going to be fine tomorrow. Like, that is a fantasy. So there are two extremes on opposite ends of a scale, and sometimes the best answer is to remember that life is predictable and boring most of the time. So the answer is going to be somewhere in the middle of those two things. So remembering that there's a third option, there's a middle path that is more likely. Like when I go to work, sometimes I'll like fantasize that this will be the day that I'm discovered or whatever. But like, it's probably just going to be another boring day at work. Like, I'm probably just going to work all day long and talk to nobody and really like not see anything spectacular today, right? That's not being negative. That's just being like, oh, I don't need to get my hopes up super high because I'm doing the same thing I do every day. It's this kind of middle path of like, here's what is more likely going to happen, instead of being toxically positive all of the time of like, it'll be better tomorrow, like exactly on time when I need it. Like, that might not happen either. A lot of the time, growth happens slow and steadily, and like, we don't just wake up one day and everything's fixed. We like go down a hard path, and like a little thing is fixed at a time until we're like at the top of a hill and look back and go, oh shit, I did climb that entire hill. So you are climbing the hill. I just think there needs to be a middle path in our thinking and our mindset. Because as we saw, our minds are a bit disorderly at the moment. So consider it. It's a good exercise of like, instead of being like everything could go wrong or everything could go right, being like, or things could just be normal. Yeah, so that's all I want to say about that. And then the next card, this is card number 5. This is to maintain. What things do I want to keep? What needs maintenance? What things need upkeep and attention? So, the card you guys have here is the Ace of Wands. Ooh, I like this. The Ace of Wands. What needs attention and maintenance? Our passion. Our passion for life. Our passion for things. Sometimes life really gets you down, or you keep hoping for the next best thing when like there's a thing in front of you that's pretty good already. So enjoy that thing. So what we need to maintain and work on is our joy in the right now, instead of constantly hoping for a future thing, or constantly being like, oh, that thing that I did a while ago, that was way better. Like, working on today to make tomorrow better, instead of being like, I'm gonna have it better tomorrow, but then not doing anything today that could make tomorrow better. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It's also talking about like our passion, like whatever really like excites you in life, that will drive you forward, that you would like to get to. Maybe think of all of the things you could do today that are little things that would maybe help forward you towards that, give you time and space to do that thing. Whether it's like, oh, I really need money for rent this month, so I gotta work really hard to make sure that I have rent so that I can be at home with my cats for the weekend. I don't know. So stuff like that. Like making sure that you maintain today so that tomorrow can be better than it was today. Yeah. And like, before when I said like, maybe we're looking at Instagram too much, like, and because we're like comparing ourselves and things like that, it's not wrong to like, I'm not saying like don't look at the stuff you like to look at. Like, definitely look at the stuff you like to look at. Get inspiration for what you want to do for the new way you'd love to decorate your home, or the new project you'd like to start, or the new cosplay you're interested in doing. Like, definitely look into those things, but also remember that those things like need maintenance. Like, this time we're spending on Instagram could be spent like looking up patterns for that outfit we want to create, or it could be spent meditating to get our minds a little bit more in order, so we that have the patience to do that tedious task to make our house look different. Like, that kind of maintenance. Yeah. My brain just went totally off in left field, and it did not come back. So, so I think that's all I want to say there. That's normally how my guys are like, oh good, you're talking in circles now. Let's move to the next card. Okay, so we are gonna move to the next card in just a second, because yet more of my batteries are dying. One moment, please. Okay, so last but not least is this card, which is to protect. What things bring me delight, joy, and happiness? What do I need to keep them safe at all costs? So, the card that we have here for you is, we have the Page of Wands. Aw, that's adorable. The Page of Wands. So, this is really giving me childlike energy. Our inner child wants to talk. It's talking about how what brings me happiness. It is the childlike energy of excitement and wonder. Your joys are all in things you love to do. Whether that's cleaning your house, or whether that's your work, or whether it's the fun activities you do outside of normal upkeep of every day, like cosplay or D&D, or those are just the nerdy things that I do, or board games, whatever like thing that excites your inner child to do. Those are the things you need to maintain. Those are the things that bring you happiness, the things that excite your inner child. So, to protect the inner child, a lot of it has to do with that same maintenance of mind. Like, for instance, if the thing you're struggling with your mental state right now is like negative self-talk, well, would you have said that to a child? Like, would you say the things that you say in your head to your children, or to somebody else's children? Would you say these things to somebody you love? Because if no, then we need to get rid of those things to protect us. You deserve to protect your inner self just as much as everybody else deserves protection. Yeah. So keep our inner child in mind as you are trying to maintain control of your empire here. All right? It is a thing worth protecting, because you are worth protecting. Wow, that was a really short card. So, last but not least, I have my animal spirit oracle here with us today. and he's been watching your reading the whole time, so we're just going to ask him for one parting message that has to do with all this Emperor energy to sign you guys off. All right? So, could we have one card for our group number ones to help them on this journey of clearing out toxic positivity, working on themselves, not worrying about other people, and reconnecting with their inner child on things that they love? One card, please. That one? Okay. So, I'm going to look this up for you in the book, but the card that you guys got is, ooh, bat. Focus. There you go. This is the card bat. Isn't he cute? Some people don't like bats, but they're really cute. And if you have not seen a baby bat all snuggled up in a blanket before, then you don't understand how cute they can be. So, all right, so bat. We are going to put this right here. And I'm going to read this to you out of the book, okay? So, I believe this is air. Yeah, air. Bat. There he is. All right, bats. Bat is air energy. Darkness, letting go. Death leading to rebirth. Ooh, yeah, that is a lot of what we were talking about. So, before emerging, the bat waits for the sun to set and the moon to rise. In the darkness, it can see what is invisible in the daylight hours. The bat is a master of subtle senses, of the underlying forces that cause some things to prosper and other things to fade. The bat card shows up to signify the end of a chapter, the closing of a door. The bat comes swiftly, encouraging us to move on. In just a few hours, a new day dawns. No more lingering in the past. When in balance, this energy accepts, adapts, and adjusts. When out of balance, it refuses to let go, reminisces. To bring it into balance, watch the sunrise. Aw, that's so sweet. Thank you. So, that's all I'm seeing for you guys, group number ones. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps me out. I hope you guys have a blessed everything, and I will see you on our next reading. This was Pan. Bye, you guys.